important whenever things are going on in your life to have faith, because it's really important. Because if something's just bringing you down, you need to have faith that God will pull you through. Because I know my friend was I don't know where he was in. He was at a hospital, and he was about to die. And they said he probably wasn't going to live, but I prayed constantly, and I had faith. And whenever people would ask about it and stuff, I'd say the doctor said he probably wasn't going to make it. Somebody else told me something different.
That's right.
And he's fine now.
Same, like I was reading in, I think it was 1 Kings chapter 20 maybe today. I'm not exactly sure about that, but and it talks about how God was going to deliver these people, like He was going to deliver the Syrians into the hand of the Israelites, right? But for the sole reason that He said, well, your God's God of the hills. He said, let's fight on a plain and see how good you do. And God stated, He said, like He's a God of the valleys. It's the same God He is on the mountain. That same God that has you that spiritually high, that you know everything's on purpose, is the same God that's going to be there to comfort you whenever you are low. Because that's why in Hebrews it talks about, that's why Jesus came. That He was, I mean, for one, to cover up our sins, but for two, so He could be tempted and He would know how it felt.
It's like they were talking about, we don't have a high priest that we can't approach because he doesn't know what we've been through. The Bible says we can come boldly to God before the throne of grace because our high priest, Jesus, knows exactly what it's like to be each and every one of us.
Right.
At every age until he got to a year younger than me. And between 20 and 33 is not that much different between 33 and 83.
Whenever he was my age, he was probably as wise.
Yeah.
Somebody that's been living for hundreds of years.
But even though he was walking in the Spirit,
he still was
and
human.
was perfect and sinless, he was still human. Sinless doesn't mean that your feelings aren't hurt when your best friend denies you 3 times when they're getting ready to kill you.
Right.
You know that crushed him. That had to be the most, probably as much pain as everything else he went through, was seeing all his, and he knew it was going to happen. He told him, you're going to go your own ways. Told Peter, before the rooster crows 3 times, or rooster crows 3 times, you'll deny me 3 times. That was his, not that he loved him more than anyone else, but that was one of his closest friends.
And Peter said, he said, I would die for you.
Yeah.
Right before, then he said, no. He said, you'll deny me 3 times.
No, you know.
You just
and the reason he denied him, and I don't think it gets discussed a lot, they didn't like Jesus and they didn't like the people that were around him because they believed in what he was teaching. If you said that you were a friend of Jesus or a follower of Jesus and you were within arm's reach, you were getting caught, and the same thing was going to happen to you. Peter denied his best friend because he was afeared for his life. Plain and simple. It wasn't because, oh, I'm ashamed of him, his hair ain't gonna look too pretty. If I say I'm his friend and his follower, they're going to catch me and kill me too. But regardless of the reason, Jesus was standing right there and saw him do it. Heard him say it. How would you feel if your best friend, and I'm sure it's happened, somebody you thought was the closest person in the world to you, turned their back on you right there in front of you? It's not good. Imagine how much worse it would be if you're being led away to be beaten, killed. Even though he knew it was going to happen. Not good. Before we got on that, Cade was talking about have faith in these dealings. I mean, he brought up a little more serious situation, but when you learn to deal with these little disagreements or arguments with your parents or with your grandparents or aunt and uncle or friends, all that does is make you stronger for when you get older, or even if you're touched with it while you're young, the harder things. If you get all bent out of shape, like Gabby was talking, Mom won't let me go over here this weekend, and you get all bent out of shape and it just ruins your whole weekend. When you get older, and it's not that Mom won't let me go here, it's that Mom's gone. Not saying that one instance will affect you that much, but I'm just saying the accumulation of them will teach you how to get through. Because difficulties a lot of times are not actual difficulties, they're just opposite of what we want.
But I have a saying, everybody's always, I hate my life, I hate my life. Nobody hates their life, they hate the position.
The situation they're in.